The galaxy had always considered humans unpredictable, fragile, and poorly equipped compared to the many advanced civilizations that spanned the stars. From the moment humans stepped out of their small blue planet, they had struggled to prove themselves. Most alien races saw them as minor players, suitable only for trade, labor, or occasional skirmishes at the borders of galactic territory. Few paid attention when reports of human conflicts reached interstellar councils, dismissing them as primitive struggles unworthy of serious analysis. But that perception was about to change. Commander Alaric of the Veyran fleet had always prided himself on his strategic mind. His species, the Veyrans, were known for their intellect and precision in war. They had conquered several star systems, their forces guided by flawless calculations and centuries of combat doctrine. When intelligence reports indicated the presence of a human elite army on a remote planet, Alaric thought it a trivial assignment. A small contingent, perhaps a few squads, trying to assert dominance on an unimportant frontier. Surely they could be neutralized with minimal effort. The human army's base, nestled in the rugged terrain of Harlan Prime, appeared modest at first glance. Its structures were functional, devoid of unnecessary luxury or grandeur. But within those walls, human soldiers trained relentlessly, their discipline bordering on obsession. They ran drills in harsh conditions, subjected themselves to extreme physical and mental tests, and practiced combat tactics that seemed chaotic to alien observers, but followed an intricate internal logic. Their commander, Captain Rylan, watched over his troops with quiet intensity, demanding perfection but inspiring unwavering loyalty. When the Veyran fleet arrived, the humans did not hesitate. They were aware of the approaching threat, their sensors having detected the alien vessels weeks in advance. But instead of fortifying or fleeing, they mobilized their forces with remarkable efficiency. Each soldier knew their role, every maneuver executed with precision that belied their seemingly limited resources. The first engagement occurred in the asteroid fields near Harlan Prime. Alaric's fleet expected an easy victory, planning to crush the human positions with superior firepower. But human pilots, though outnumbered and flying ships considered inferior by alien standards, moved with uncanny coordination. They used the asteroid belts not as obstacles but as tools, weaving through debris to launch ambushes and set traps. Veyran ships, confident in their sensors and shields, found themselves ensnared by tactics they could neither predict nor counter. Alaric was perplexed. He had never witnessed such ingenuity from a species he had considered so rudimentary. Each time his fleet adjusted to the humans' strategies, they evolved. If a formation proved vulnerable, humans found a new one. If a weapon could counter their defenses, they adapted within hours. Every strike seemed calculated to inflict maximum disruption with minimal losses. As the battle escalated, the human ground forces demonstrated capabilities that further unsettled their alien adversaries. Using a combination of guerrilla tactics and advanced technology, they neutralized superior Veyran machines, infiltrated heavily fortified positions, and outmaneuvered units that should have overwhelmed them. Their combat style was aggressive yet flexible, blending brute strength with clever improvisation. Every soldier acted with a shared sense of purpose, as though a single mind guided their actions. In the council chambers of the Veyran flagship, Alaric faced his senior advisors. They had observed the conflict unfold through long-range sensors and data transmissions, yet their analyses yielded only confusion. "They are extraordinary," Alaric admitted. "Every move, every countermeasure, it is as if they anticipate our strategy before we even conceive it." His advisors argued that humans were unpredictable, not necessarily superior. But Alaric had seen the evidence firsthand. The human elite army was not merely surviving, it was dominating against impossible odds. The turning point came during the assault on the orbital command station, the central hub for Veyran operations in the sector. The station was heavily defended, equipped with automated turrets, shield generators, and squadrons of elite fighters. Conventional wisdom dictated that only a fleet-wide bombardment could breach its defenses. Yet humans devised a plan that no calculation could foresee. Captain Rylan led a small strike team in stealth craft designed to evade detection. They bypassed the station's primary defenses using diversionary attacks and electromagnetic interference. Within hours, they infiltrated critical control points, sabotaging power nodes and communication arrays. Veyran commanders, confident in their technological superiority, were blindsided as systems they believed untouchable failed one by one. By the time the Veyron reinforcements arrived, the humans had already seized control of the station's central command hub. The elite army's tactics turned a seemingly impossible mission into a decisive victory. Alaric watched in disbelief as the humans coordinated their forces, repurposing the station's weapons and defenses to strike at his fleet with devastating effect. The news spread like wildfire through the galaxy. Reports described humans holding off entire fleets, capturing fortified positions, and adapting strategies in ways that defied conventional logic. Initially, many dismissed the accounts as exaggerations or propaganda, but every confirmed encounter added weight to the growing realization. Humanity was not a minor player in the galactic theater. It was a force that demanded respect, fear, and careful consideration. For the human soldiers, however, the victories were less about glory and more about duty. They fought not for recognition, but to protect their homes, their families, and the ideals that had shaped their civilization. Their commander, Rylan, emphasized preparation, unity, and resilience. "We may not have the largest fleets or the most advanced technology," he reminded his troops, "but we have each other and the courage to act when it matters most." Alien observers struggled to understand this mindset. Many civilizations relied on sheer numbers, hierarchical control, or technological dominance. Humans seemed to blend all three, but with a focus on creativity, adaptability, and an indomitable will. Their capacity to innovate in real time, to leverage weaknesses and exploit opportunities, became their greatest weapon. Alaric, forced to retreat, convened a private meeting with his advisors. "We underestimated them," he said with uncharacteristic humility. "We assumed their limitations would define them, yet they redefine the battlefield with every encounter. This is not luck, this is mastery." From that moment on, humans were no longer regarded as merely a species to tolerate or study. Every major galactic power recalibrated its strategies when humans were involved. Their elite army became the benchmark for training, tactics, and combat excellence. Ambassadors from other species approached with a mixture of admiration and caution, seeking alliances, understanding, and occasionally, mercy. Humanity's rise was not immediate, nor without sacrifice. Every engagement cost lives, every victory demanded perseverance. Yet each step forward solidified their reputation, earning respect where doubt once prevailed. Colonies that had been vulnerable to alien aggression found protection in human intervention, while scientific exchanges, trade negotiations, and diplomatic initiatives flourished under the shadow of the elite army's influence. The moment that truly cemented the galaxy's awareness occurred during the defense of the Korath Nebula, a critical junction for interstellar trade and communication. An alliance of alien factions, confident in their combined strength, launched a massive offensive against the human-held sectors. The coalition expected a swift victory, confident that even the humans' best forces would crumble under coordinated assault. Instead, they encountered a level of coordination, strategy, and execution that surpassed their collective expectations. Human squads operated with unmatched synchronization, using decoys, rapid deployments, and countermeasures that neutralized the coalition's numerical advantage. Their warships maneuvered with deceptive patterns, striking at vulnerabilities that sophisticated scanners failed to detect. Every human soldier, pilot, and engineer seemed connected by a shared awareness of the battlefield, acting decisively and instinctively to protect one another in the mission. The coalition's commanders, facing losses they could not justify, attempted to negotiate. For the first time in galactic history, multiple advanced civilizations recognized humanity not as a curiosity, but as a formidable military power. Their elite army was no longer an isolated force. It became a symbol of human ingenuity, courage, and resilience. Captain Rylan, reflecting on the battles that had brought them to this point, recognized the paradox of human strength. Their success was rooted not in technology alone, nor in brute force, but in the qualities that defined them as a species: creativity, determination, adaptability, and a willingness to act when others hesitated. The galaxy had finally discovered the truth. Humans were not merely survivors. They were conquerors in their own right, capable of shaping the course of interstellar history. For Alaric, the realization was sobering. He had faced the humans as a conqueror and found himself outmatched, not by overwhelming power, but by a combination of skill, strategy, and sheer will. His admiration was begrudging yet genuine. He understood that the era of underestimating humanity was over, and any future conflict would demand